What's up YouTube, COD4Man221 here, and welcome to the Company Furious 2 Season 5 gameplay. We're playing as the Soviets with some friendly guys here, Titanium Chromium 17, wish us good luck and have fun. And we're playing with Max, who's playing as the United States here. This is on one of the refinery maps. And let's talk about the battle plan. So the fuels are kind of spread out on this map. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be focusing on the fuel on the right side here, and Max is going to focus on the fuel on the left side. If one of us gets doubled or overrun, that person will shift toward the center victory point here and lock that down, so we'll still have one fuel. Now the problem I'm going to, well, they're both OKW, so they're not going to have any. Now that could be pretty deadly, two OKW King Tigers and stuff, but if we play our cards smart, we should be able to beat these guys back. So I'm going to move up early on. I'm going to skip this point here. It's just a vehicle repair point. It does not matter. It's really not that important. They're moving out with a Kubelwagen trying to put us, well, they're going to attempt to put us behind on victory points early on. And I think this is a great house to seize. Your men don't shoot out of the side windows here. I don't know if this is just a bug, but their windows drawn here. They should be able to shoot out of them, so my troops are looking at the top windows here, so there must be something wrong with this building. So that's a little unfortunate. Max has moved up and has taken the fuel. Or he was trying to take the fuel but had a misclick. Nah, okay, he realized his mistake. He did shoot at the Kubelwagen. I have a machine gun coming up. The problem I'm trying to go for this field too early on is that I don't have a lot of units that can take on OKW early, especially my conscripts. They're very, very bad at taking on a Storm Pioneer squad. You need like 2 squads to take on one, and I know he's going to hop in a different building so I can hear the glass breaking. So I need to kind of start a perimeter and lock this down. Now I'm very vulnerable from a flanking attack along the right side here. So unfortunately it's going to be 2-on-2 here, but I do have a machine gun I can set up. I set it up a little prematurely here and should have gone up a little bit further. These guys, they're not having any suppression. They're out of range of my Maxim. So I'm going to have to move up my Maxim here. But I did force my opponent back. He's going to try to build his medical truck somewhere around here, so he's going to be able to reinforce quite quickly. And I'm going to try to take this victory point. Let's go look on the left side here. Max is in a real engagement over here. His units are getting butchered by this Kubelwagen there, it looks like. Storm Pioneers in cover are very dangerous. So Max is going to do a general retreat, and even my opponent here, Pash, okay, is trying to kill some of his retreating units here. Let's have another Maxim out. I'm going to try back capping with some of my engineers here. I am kind of worried. The Maxim, I did put one in this house here, which is going to be great for kind of locking down the road early on, unless they have flame grenades. He's building up his headquarters here, so he's just content. They're not taking our fuel on the left side here. So we're going to have no fuel. So we're going to go from, we're down to 13 fuel here, which is pretty bad, considering the OKW is getting 26 a minute, which is double what we have. So I'm going to try to right that wrong there. I'm going to move my conscripts in here. And here's the problem. These guys are singled out here, and my opponent has a lot of roaming units here. I should have had my machine gun. I should have waited a second for my machine gun to come and actually be able to support them. So he's just going to go right here. Now we'll briefly get some shots of them with this guy. Now because the windows did not work earlier, I don't think this won't work either, so that's why I don't have my units in there. So I'm going to shoot at these Storm Pioneers, but we're going to be in trouble. We're going to have to fall back. Even throwing grenades on us. So right now I have the issue of support units without proper infantry to help support, so they can flank around me. Maybe he's going to charge straight into my machine gun here, but this is dangerous. He's even going to stop me from taking this side here. Look how low health we are. Lucky I didn't lose both my men there. So I now have a mortar out to bombard this house, which I think he probably has a machine gunner he's going to be using. Interesting that he gave his rear echelons the bar instead of the regular troops. Max is gonna shift over to the center here, help try to protect my flank, and he managed. The bars actually did quite well, and they took out the Kubelwagen there. And a nice rifle grenade here would be devastating against that car there. So I kind of have some kind of position set up, but I feel very vulnerable right now. I just have 2 machine guns, and I'm very likely to get outflanked. And I know he's probably going to outflank me here. But I have this point to let me turn my machine gun to let me know. There's a weird looking building, actually, this one right here. I do have two conscript squads moving up, and these guys I'm going to reinforce and capture this point now. So I'm going to bombard this building. It's going to take a lot more than 1 mortar here. So he's doing a flanking attack here. He retreated a little too soon, so if you see on my map, I can see he's trying to take this point behind me, and I was expecting this, so I was already turning my machine gun. And I do have 2 conscript squads here, so what he thought was a good flanking attack is going to fail here. Now, he could throw a grenade, and that could really hurt my units here, especially because they're bunched up. And he is going to throw a grenade on my mortar, so I got to get them out of there. So I'm going to try to get them out of there, but they're taking a lot of hit point damage. And now that I have 2 squads, I feel confident I can take this point over here. But you still have no fuel. I'm getting 22 a minute now, which is good. But they still have this fuel connected up here, and they're starting to dig in. They actually, I think they used some of, they either made sandbags, but these were actually Max's sandbags. Max is going to flank around here. This guy is vet once he's in detection. I would definitely hit him with a rifle grenade there. Maybe saving his munitions. So I'm feeling a little more confident. I was trying to move my machine gun in here. I did not know his headquarters was here, so I'm going to have to retreat my machine gun here or they will get slaughtered. So this is really unfortunate because I have nothing to stop them from killing me. Now, like, I have Molotovs, so I can throw Molotovs back at these guys, and you bet we're going to do that. I'm trying to save my mortar here. Hopefully they can, unfortunately fired there. So yeah, we're trading Molotovs with these guys. I'm going to lose a squad if I'm not careful, and my mortar is forced back here. So it's really not looking too good. We still have no fuel minutes in, but, you know, 7 minutes in. But shock troops are coming in, and these guys are ready to do some hell. Do some real damage on my opponent here. These guys have body armor. They have PPSHs, and they're ready to bring some shock and awe. So I'm going to flank around here and just cut off this flank route here. I did take the fuel. I'm going to have to fall back. So I'm going to try to get some field infantry when I can. Max has meanwhile done a great job. His opponent on this left side here is just sitting here locking down their field, which isn't a bad idea. He's even got a flak half track, but you got to push your advantage sometimes because now Max we're going to be able to double team my opponent over here. And we have the AT gun and the shock troops moving up. And by now, I think I know he has a I do know he has a headquarters here. Max kind of scowled that out for me. So here's the thing: it's not behind this building, which is, I guess, is good because I could hop in it. But it's also kind of bad because it's not really in the open here. But I was ready for a Luke's here. I do have an AT gun, which is just spinning around like an idiot. And so I'm going to put barbed wire down here and just try to prevent my opponents from seizing that. He's not paying attention. He's focusing on his Lukes around the center here. So I'm going to throw a nice grenade, which he's not going to see, and it's going to wipe out his squad here. And, well, he almost wiped out his squad, then I'll completely wipe him out there. So that was just good infantry there, too. So he has been damaged. They're now kind of... This is still very bad right now that they have the fuel, but I feel like the tide is turning a little bit against them because I now have shock troops on the field that can do some real damage to his units. And I do have my mortar coming out. They're coming back from getting reinforced. And I've also blocked off this area now. It's just barbed wire, but it's going to make him have to send units around and make them pause. And I put so I guess I did put a maximum in this house because I guess they can see the road there. And I know he's gonna move up his tank or something. Actually, his tank is damaged. I'm going to call down a light artillery barrage there, and great hit there. Actually only killed 1 man, but it's helping my max in here. Now they're going to throw a flame grenade on here. So I'm going to have to fall back. I'm going to wait for the flame to die out here. Hopefully this thing hits the building on fire. That's have a great advantage to me. And Max even brought out an AA half track to help me out here. So I am taking the fuel right now. He does have 2 units back here. This might be sharks. I'm going to move up my anti-tank gun and try to help Max out here. I don't want those units to get killed. And I see these units here, so I'm going to do another light. No, I'm not. I'm going to have to fall back here. One thing that's... By the time you're seeing this, also put me away. So they're going to have a new patch out where these guys will no longer have Panzer Shreks, and anti-tank damage. These don't do as, what's I'm trying to say here? They don't do as much damage. Like, Storm Pioneers will have these, and anti-tank weapons like these won't do as much damage against infantry. So I'm moving up with my infantry here. I'm going to wipe out any people in his army here. I didn't realize he moved his thing up there, so I'm going to have to move my AT gun up again. So there you go. His army basically got completely wiped out. He has one Storm Pioneer squad. I kind of wish I had AT guns. This is infantry squad here. It would be nice if I had AT guns. I made another infantry squad, so I can place mines down, and yeah, that squad's gonna get wiped out too. So no movement from his opponent whatsoever. I mean, his ally over here toward the center and try to relieve some pressure on him. And this guy is so annoying because I can't actually hit him with my AT gun when I'm moving up around the side here. It's like their angle is blocked by this building, so I'm going to have to kill this headquarters first. Because he's killing my conscripts here, and I don't want him to do that. I just kind of use these guys as bait, and I'm going to not get my unit out of there. So I've lost both my conscript squads here. But as soon as this headquarters is dead, I will be able to take out this guy, because he's not going to move, probably. And Max has to have a unit with bazookas here. So Max actually might take this out if they shoot. So that headquarters is dead. This thing has got 17 kills. A ton of infantry have died of this stupid Luke's here. But I managed to wipe it out. Or someone managed to wipe it out. I thought it was this gun here, but it says 2 infantry kills. They killed Max's ambulance, and now they're moving up because Max has nothing in the center, but that was devastating for that guy. We have the fuel now firmly secure. I can move my machine guns into this house here, and we can start focusing on the center again. And I also have heavy vehicles. I'm going to go straight to the Mechanized Armor Company, which will allow me to get T-34s, or at least one T-34. And very smart, he's actually salvaging the wreck. I don't know why Titanium did not help his ally, because his ally got absolutely destroyed. I mean, he lost his whole army. So he built the mechanized company back here. He has the new headquarters. He's probably going to build another battle group headquarters. In fact, he will do that. So one of the things you have to worry about as the OKW is getting your headquarters destroyed. And I'll give you some advice if you're a new OKW player. Sometimes it's not worth building the headquarters again. It's not. The most important one is this one. If you get a Panther out, you don't need this headquarters again, basically. That costs a ton of fuel, 120 fuel to make. A lot of manpower is put into that also. It's just not worth it. And check out these guys. He's overslowed on. Now my opponent does have bulletins for them, I think. They fire faster. And these guys have the night vision. Looks like a paint gun, but you know, MP44. And they're absolutely destroying my unit here. I'm laying down a demo charge, hoping my opponent will actually try to come get the fuel. And yeah, they're actually going to kill my machine gun if I'm not careful here. So I'm going to have to hop out of my building here. These guys are quite deadly. It's pretty ridiculous actually to win against a machine gun in a building here. So I don't lose that unit, which is good. Max over here with some rangers. He looks like I got hit by a mine there. So we've kind of traded the map. We're almost to his base here, and they're almost to our base on the left side. So that's kind of funny. I gotta be careful of these guys. Yeah, his guys are not gonna win point blank like this against 6 units with PPSHs. I'm gonna dodge their grenades here. They did some damage. I'm gonna force them back. And little do I know that they have a headquarters right here. So that's even closer to their base. Very close. Looks like he's gonna get another headquarters. You know what happened? I think. You know, Max, I didn't show this, but Max flanked around with his captain, and this is what's left of his medical headquarters he was building. So he was trying to build it, and it got destroyed. This guy has like no fuel right now at all. They're getting a decent amount though. If they get some heavy armor, it could be bad. Yeah, I would not want to be that guy there, but great use of his headquarters position actually here to kind of stop them from flanking here. Max needs to fall back from this. He did manage to though. He did manage to kill that armor there. So the Kuba wagon is like has 9 lives here. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to use the light artillery barrage. You can do this to the Soviets and start bombarding his headquarters along with my mortar. And he wants to move forward. I do have Vet 2 shock troops ready to do some damage to these guys who just have short rifles. And check out this glitch here. They're going to throw a grenade on me, which is going to be pretty devastating. But we killed all these guys, so it glitched out in the game and the replay. So isn't that funny? They're glitched up standing like that. My guy's not glitched, though. He's actually dead. So I'm going to continue my barrage. I brought up a half-track to reinforce my troops to the front line because we're fighting pretty far away from our base. Unfortunately, I chose like the wrong spot here. I love to get medics. I do have medics back at base here. Oh, I'm going to get them soon. We're having a T-34 to help me out on this side because it'd be great if I were able to take out this headquarters, which I'm pretty close to actually. I launched a flare with my mortar. And this is where I'm in trouble because there's a Panther over here, which I don't see. And I managed to actually wipe out all those units here. And his headquarters is going to be killed here, which it is. So his headquarters is dead now. I see the Panther, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I got to turn my AT gun. Max has a lot of units over here with bazookas. He can help me out, and the Panther's forced back. But Kiamani's lost 3 headquarters now because he lost 2 battle group and 1 Panzer headquarters now. And they're using an artillery flare to see where I am, and I have a tank pushing up here. I do like this skin. I forget the exact name of it, but it is a cool looking skin. So, you know, if they want to go, I do have, you know, I'm going to set up kind of a position here. I have my machine gun that can turn. I really think I'd get sniped, but at least I'm hitting him back. I'm going to move my mortar more to the center to try to help out. And look at this, he's popping a Puma after me. Yeah, a Puma doesn't scare me. I have a T-34, but it's very quick and has a decent gun, so... He's just running over his units here. Max lost his captain there, that's not good. I guess he's using a Puma to scout, but... I'm kind of pulling back a little bit. I see his Panther is damaged though, so... I like how my T-34 just flat out missed point blank with this guy. So I'm going to try to, even if I lose my T-34, it is worth killing his Panther here. I can make one of these that are 80 fuel. They're not a big deal to lose. But a Panther for the OKW here. Now it looks like he's actually going to live here. But I get him with the AT. So that was worth it. 100%. I'm pulling these guys up. I do have mine, so I'm gonna get this guy with an AT grenade if he's not careful. Just keep pulling back my gun here, so that should damage him. I can call a bombing run down too on headquarters if they need. So he's just making a bunch of overslot now. He's just gonna do an overslot spam. I should just turn around here, which I'm gonna do, and try to take out his car here. And my guy just would not shoot at all. He just let him get away here, which is kind of frustrating during the match. And he has another headquarters right here. He's trying to figure out what to do with it. You don't want these things just roaming around. So you can say my opponent got lucky. I'm getting an Su-85 now to try to take out if he comes back. I was very worried about having my unit get shot on the mine and wiped out. So my half-track's safe away from that annoying Puma. My guys went into base, I guess. I'm trying to... So I was calling an attack order on that. Oh, you know, I was just trying to get a bombing run. And it hits... I was trying to hit, like, these guys here. I didn't kill the squad, but I managed to kill the repair units here. So yeah, I do have the artillery now. And at this distance, his guys shouldn't be able to kill my units of the MP-44s. And I see the Puma back, and I'm like, oh boy. I'm kind of hoping he hits the mine. I could throw an anti-tank grenade on him, which I probably should. Check out what I'm doing here, though. I got these guys right here, and I was going to hop out with my my shock troops to basically... Like, I used to do this with... You can kind of still do this a little bit. Let's just watch this thing die first here. Okay, so what I was doing there with my half track is... You used to do this with scout snipers, and you could do it with your... What do you call them? Your combat engineers with flamethrowers. You kind of put them in a light vehicle, and you can kind of get really close to a unit that's decent, and then you could like basically kill them. Like you get around a machine gun, or for instance, the shock troops are very good at close range, but I didn't want them to get shot up coming in, so that was one way to do it. This I would not recommend, unless you're calling down artillery, but it's way too dangerous with a mine there. Oh, he's actually trying to kill this thing. So we basically, yeah, they're back to their base. They're garrisoning the house right next to their base here. So we are controlling the battlefield here. And I do have medics. Yes, I'm getting medics back at base now. And I have units moving forward. I want to make a push. I mean, we have a decent... I'd actually like to take this point if I could.
We have now installed a field hospital at headquarters.
But only for those who are seriously wounded. Now he's going to try to salvage my wreck here. My units are very vulnerable when they salvage wrecks or lay down mines, so I'll take more casualties than usual sometimes. I don't know if these guys could do this. I think this is a doctrine. No? Only Storm Pioneers could do that. Never mind. Maybe this changed. I wasn't paying attention. Are we sure? Also, try not to go with the same bulletin. It can really kind of, you know, we're different. So, for instance, Max, well, actually, I guess we're kind of both heavy tanks here. Trying to go with the same thing as the OKW, like have one guy, maybe, I don't know. One guy could get the Panzerfusiliers, so you have a bunch of cheap infantry you can throw at the enemy. Don't just rely on Obersodan and radio silence. I don't think there's actually very good... I don't use this very often, the Special Operations Doctrine. You get the infiltration grenades and the SCG-44 package, but the command tank's really not that good. And keep in mind, Obersodan are very expensive, and they can be slaughtered by units with bars and grenades, so... Max is like using his thing very far forward here. Now, of course, you know, if we didn't have Fog of War, we would know. Max units are getting increased veterancy here, and I was actually talking to him at this point here, watching this part of the fight live and telling him, please don't lose your Vet 3 squads here. She's just going to throw a grenade and run right through it. So I have my conscripts over here trying to help protect his units as they retreat. It's fun to play as the Soviets again. I play as all the Allies. I think the last video I was the US. Or the OKW. I play all the factions of this game. I think it's good to get to learn how to play with all of them. Now, these conscripts right here, they stand absolutely no chance against these guys. And I have a machine gun that's almost killed that whole unit. I threw a Molotov, and I'm just going to run away because we stand no chance. I do have a Panther out here. Very cool looking skin on that. It looks like Anaconda, kind of. So this guy has 129 fuel. We get a King Tiger. This is the opponent that's been... Oh, and he's building a new headquarters here. Floating a lot of manpower. I tend to do that as the OKW, though. So he did get his engine damage, and he's going to lose his armor again. Moving in my Su-85. And I see him getting shot up by this headquarters. So it is a good idea to get a bombing run ready. So I'm going to call a bombing run down, and I need like 3 seconds. So I need to fall back here and get the focus sight off. Look how much damage that did to me. So it's damaged enough that his headquarters is going to die here. Okay, that was awesome, just seeing the building collapse and the headquarters. So I got my tank out of there, that's what matters. And I'm going to get a nice ISU-152, guys. I love this assault gun. It is awesome, and I'll tell you some tips when it comes out. Just running over fuel barrels. So they don't really have a... I mean, they have their headquarters back here, and I think that we should have made a push on this side at some point. Just fully won the game. Because right now, I mean, my opponent is stuck basically right outside his base. He can't do a whole lot. But yeah, we really worked more as a team. The other guys didn't send any support when his ally got killed early on, and he's really kind of focusing on the middle. And I have another IL-2. I have Bomb Strike I can use if I want. I am repairing my 2 engineer squads. These guys can get healed up, reinforced when they can. Max is actually taking a lot of the brunt of this fighting here. The artillery fire is quite good. Give him out a lot less damage to infantry. Is Max? Max doesn't have... I thought Max had grenades. It's so short of Max here. No, he doesn't have grenades. That is critical. Especially against blobs. His rangers are elite units, so they do come with grenades automatically, but he even gave him some bars. Yeah, just a ton of infantry fighting over here, and I'm just kind of sitting back a little bit. I should probably be helping Max out more. I did the ISU-152 coming in. So here's the tip about this. The ISU-152 used to not have 2 different types of shells you could use. Load the high explosive shell in. It is amazing against infantry. Absolutely amazing against infantry. And the AP shell that it currently is on right now, that's better against tanks, but the high explosive still does a lot of damage. It's kind of like with the Sherman there, where the Sherman has the 2 different shells you can use. So I'm moving up trying to help him. I saw him getting, you know, I'm kind of moving up. I'm still trying to defend our fuel here. Look at that, 8 kills there. He's going to get out of there, though. Come on, these are 50. Let's go on to him really quickly. He's a friendly guy. He's a good game to us and everything. Come on, these guys cost a lot to... We'll wait till they get back here, but... I believe it's 50 manpower for 1 guy to reinforce here. You can see another assault's coming in here. I do have a lot of units. We're switching over to French guards here. So we have the high explosive shell ready to do some damage. Okay, these guys are back at base. Let's see how much they cost. 40. Okay, it's 40, not 50. Now, my opponent's going to possibly try to take this again, but I put the barbed wire specifically outside the circle so they cannot capture that. Because I have my fuel caches back here. So he's kind of bunched up here, and... Did I mention how good this is against infantry? Let's get some nice eye candy here. Look at that. 5 kills, a whole squad wiped out. Now there's a massive disadvantage. This thing can be easily outflanked and shot to pieces. And he has a bunch of units coming straight for me. They're going to get suppressed, and then... Look at that. 10 kills right there. Don't blob up against an ISU-152 here. So my SU shooting at him. He's going to get around me, though. But Max has all these units helps for me. So he can do this exactly. It's exactly what you want to do to take out an ISU. I'm going to run this way towards my SU. Versus trying to spin around and try to shoot him. And his engine got damaged, probably from our anti-tank grenade, and armor wiped out, and that's when he quit. So in a lot of games, I said good game, because, you know, his opponent quit here, they're back to their base here, and I have an ISU out, so unless like a King Tiger comes out, which it still could, I have my machine gun set up in the street. We're trying to destroy their base here now. He doesn't have too much longer left, but that guy quit. Happens a lot. We've seen a lot of my matches. Someone quits. It's kind of annoying, actually. So I'm repairing. I love having the double engineers here. Yeah, you don't want to be just trying to capture a point because you get wiped out like that. 19 kills so far. So the computer is going to try to take over, you know, they're going to try to maneuver around this side, which is kind of annoying. So I'm going to kind of kill their base here if I can. They're getting more Storm Pioneers. I am going to kind of ignore this unit over here. I just shot one time and wiped out that flak there. So they were shooting me with an infantry support gun, and I felt this is pretty cocky and confident. Probably not the best thing to do. So I just wiped out that infantry support gun there. Called a bombing run here. So I'm going to my tank destroyers. I'm just going to try to destroy their base. And I don't really care my AT guns getting killed by this thing. Should really turn my MG. I'm kind of focusing on this side here, though. So both flak placements have been decrewed. And now the other opponent's over here, and he has an AT gun. I'm surprised that my engineers cannot... Now they're taking him out with 2 flames, I was going to say. So that just bounced off our front armor here, and he's reinforcing. So now they're dead. Take a look at this. Goodbye, most of your squad there. That's why I put a demo charge there earlier. So his headquarters is getting wiped out here. This is his main one too. The SU's coming in. And Max doing an assault down here after his own headquarters with a bunch of... He's got an Easy 8 and 2 Jacksons. And he's going to completely overwhelm this guy on the left flank. We're in their base now. This is a problem. I need to get my assault guns they're at different angles. But I kind of get him... That didn't even make sense how he got around me there. So I'm grabbing a T-34 probably, I think. I am floating a little bit of manpower and munitions. So I'm going to back up a little bit with my units. Because I'm kind of scared of a Panther. But now Max's forces are going to come in here, even as a Pershing out. And I'm sniping away at him, so... Because when he realizes the fight is over, they have lost. Good game to these guys, though. Especially the guy who stuck around, he was friendly. Titanium Premium 17. He's going to run away all the way out of his base, so we're just chasing him. And we're also missing. I have shock troops coming in over this way, too. So he's lost all his headquarters, most of his units are dead, and we've cut off their fuel and have the whole map, basically. And he can't run forever. I'm getting these guys to repair my badly damaged SU. Great shot there. Panther is abandoned, and that's when he's going to decide to surrender here in a second. So good game to our opponents. It was fun. I think the reason we won was because Max helped me out. We kind of double teamed the OKW's headquarters over here, and we were able to wipe that out, wipe out his forward position here, and then we were able to capture the field. His ally, Titanium Cranium, did not help him out. He focused on getting down this side and didn't help him when he was getting absolutely destroyed. And then Max did a really good job of holding the center. I got the most kills. You can see that 35 kills with this, 35 infantry kills with the ISU-152. This was a game changer for us here, and we pushed them all the way back to their base. A good game. I enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. COD 4 221 signing.